Millie Bobby Brown, People's Choice nominee for Stranger Things, breakout star, and you play 11 on the Netflix hit series. What was your reaction, not just when you heard the show was nominated, but also your own personal People's Choice Award nomination? I mean, you're up against Khaleesi, Amelia Clark.
I know it's pretty incredible. I think I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I get to, I'm such an amazing, talented category. One of my favorite actresses are in there, and they are so amazing, and it's so, I'm so grateful that I get to be um, a part of it, and I'm really, really excited for the show as well, because the show means so much to me. And really, if you want to go really back down to it, the best part of this year was just finishing off the show, because I I loved filming it, and I think that I wouldn't be where I am today without Stranger Things and Netflix and the Duffer Brothers. So it's so exciting for the Duffer Brothers to be awarded such an amazing, you know.
Now, well, we all know that the show is a critical success. It's a rating success by all digital standards. I mean, the fan reaction was crazy to this. It was just like overnight. Was that ever anything you imagined, and has it been pretty overwhelming, the response that you and the show have received?
I mean, when I was filming it, I kind of just, I live in my own little world when I'm filming, and it's nothing. I know it sounds silly, but like I wake up at 6 in the morning and I don't think of anything else but work and my lines. um, and just I don't think of anything else but just filming and getting on set and really working. So it's nothing. I don't really, at the time, I didn't think it was going to be big, but I didn't think it was going to be bad. I just didn't think of it. And so really, when we just started filming it and we had like our own premiere at the studio, we all sat together and I thought, wow, I loved everybody's characters. I loved the storylines. I loved where they went. And I just thought that this show is going to be big. And even if it wasn't, it's big in my eyes, because every single, I love the show. It's like a part of me now. And so it's so fun to to share it with everyone. And everybody really enjoyed it, which was incredible.
Now, speaking of incredible, let's talk about your character 11. This girl with mysterious powers. First, I want to go back and I want to find out what was the audition like, because 11, there's not much dialogue, like you say. I think there's only like, you maybe speak 200 plus words in the whole show. What was the audition like? Did you have anything to say, or was it more reactionary?
My audition was actually pretty good. I liked it. I had a lot of lines. It was dummy sides, and all I heard really was just it was going to be a Netflix original series. Um, you know, Winona Ryder was a part of the project. I didn't read any of the scripts because none of the scripts were written. It was really hush hush, and you know, nothing was really said. Kids in the show until I went to LA and met Finn. So it was really crazy, because then when I actually got to filming and I went to the read through, I was like, oh, right. So I don't have any lines. They was like, no, you don't have any lines on this season. I was like, great. That's great. But I think it was just really dialogue. It wasn't needed with 11. I think it was more dialogue and more emotion inside. And I think that she doesn't need to speak. Everything needs to be shown outside. Her facial expressions really need to be shown. And I think that was just something that I clicked as soon as I got the job, and I shaved my head.
And you shaved your head, famously. Now, speaking of that, so you've had roles in Modern Family and Grey's Anatomy. You had a lot of dialogue in Intruders, which you were a part of, which was also kind of eerie in itself. And then, you know, you've got, like you mentioned, you have 11 with very little dialogue, and all of the acting comes from your expressions and your eyes and your face and, you know, your emotion that you have. Now, as somebody who has had a lot of dialogue to speak with in the past, was it a hard transition for you as an actress to then go to something where it's all here and not much here?
That's actually a good question because it was a big transition for me. It wasn't a difficult one, but it was a transition, definitely. I think, you know, I went from having, you know, Ave Verum Corpus, Mozart composed it for the, and I was like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do now. This is every day. I'm going to have to memorize my lines, and I'm coming into this project not having to know any. And it was so weird, and I was like, wait, I have to talk with my face, but how am I going to do that, you know? And I'd always try and add lines, you know, like in rehearsal I'd be like, no, I don't want to, and they'd be like, Millie, why are you speaking? I'd be like, sorry, I just want lines. But it was so cool because again, I just got to speak with my body language, and that's something that is a really big part of 11 now. um and yeah, I think it's, you know, something that's, it was a transition, definitely, though.
Now you've got another big character on the show, which is the 1980s. You weren't around in the 1980s. Was it weird being in that period where there's no, I mean, you look at these group of kids, they don't have the internet, they don't have smartphones. Uh, did you have to do a lot of research to kind of get into the 80s theme? Like, did you watch The Goonies or Monster Squad or any of those kind of 80s kids packed films?
You know, I didn't watch it prior to the audition or the screen test. It wasn't in my eyes, I was like, this is just a screen test to me, you know. I didn't read anything. So it was just like, this is a screen test, I'm really close, and that's all I knew. Um, they gave me like a little trailer themselves of ET and, you know, Poltergeist and things like that, and I knew what those movies were because my mum is a fanatic of movies. So she's like always sitting down, like, right, you've got to watch this movie now. And so Poltergeist, I love. The Goonies, I mean, The Goonies and Stand By Me, I watch a million times. So and ET is just, you know, just a classic. So I knew all their movies prior to anything, and so coming in was like, now Millie, we probably know you didn't know those movies. I'm like, but I did, and they was like, yeah, me too. I was like, we're not that young. But yeah.
Well, let's actually talk about your pals on the show. You've got Finn Wolfhard. You've got Gaten Matarazzo, Caleb McLaughlin, and Noah Schnapp. All of your guys' chemistry seem to be pretty instant. From, you know, at least that's what all of us would think. Come to think, as the audience, aside from Noah, who was kind of lost in the upside down for most of the time. Um, the three boys and you got to act like a cool, like, kind of detective squad and strong and silent, or they did, I should say, and then you kind of had to say strong and silent. Did you ever break character between takes? And like, because you, I mean, we, in looking at you now, you have such a fun personality, and then you go to 11 and it's completely the opposite. And I imagine it'd be hard to see all the boys kind of have so much fun, and then 11 have to just be so serious and so just emoting so hard.
Yeah, no, no, no. It was. I definitely always broke character. You know, it was something that I just couldn't hold in. If I laughed, I will laugh, and you'll have to just cut because I I'm constantly serious in the whole show. So it's so hard to watch everybody else have so much fun and tell jokes and, you know, run, and I'm running, but I'm silent. I'm not having fun. I'm crying all the time. Blood is trickling out my nose.
Yeah.
I'm killing a ton of people. I think it's just, it was definitely hard to watch everybody else kind of have fun and me just kind of like, oh, okay. So like one day we went on set, and we was all in the basement, and they said, and we was doing an interview there because of just like, you know, and so we all sat there and on the where they play the Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, this is my seat. And they're like, Millie only sat there for one scene. Go on the sofa because that's where I'm always. I'm like, oh no, please, please. And they're like, no, Millie, you sit on the sofa and you just say the upside down. I'm like, okay.
But I mean, you did get to do some cool stuff. You got to flip over a van and beat the Demogorgon yourself, so you were pretty badass.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I had so many fun scenes though in general. Like I got to go off by myself a lot, which was really fun. And I got to be with the boys, which is always crazy. But I found that my one scene I had with Noah, who plays Will. I love Noah. Noah's like my best friend, and so like constantly comes over to my house. We have a tree house in the backyard, so like we're always together, and it's so fun because we had one scene together last season, and we was like, oh please, let's have one more scene, and so yeah, we were really really happy when we got that one scene in the void.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, shifting over from the, you know, your little group of friends there to now the bigger adults, you got to work with David Harbour. You got to work very closely with Matthew Modine, and then there's two-time Academy Award nominee Winona Ryder, who, I mean, it's Winona Ryder. How cool was it to work with people like that? And did you get much? I mean, did you learn much from the experience of working with, you know, folks of that caliber?
You know, I always found that like working on a show that had so many incredible seasoned actors that are just they're just Hollywood royalty, to be honest with you. And so it is incredible to come into a show. Um, to be honest, in the acting world, like 4 years is quite short. And so I come in here and I'm like, you know, very excited to be on the show. And then we did great as kids, but we just followed behind them because they were incredible on the show and they're so amazing to work with. They're just, and that's the thing that's who they're just so ultra professional, and it's so fun because I get to watch them work, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to do that. Let me go on and pretend to be Joyce. So yeah, no, it was really amazing to work with them, David Harbour and Matthew Modine, and obviously Winona is just, and it's funny because you grow such an incredible relationship with each and every one of them, and it's so cool. Especially Winona is like one of my best friends. Like I know I say everybody's my best friend, but like I think she's more like a really good friend to me because she always helps me with my scenes, and I always go in her trailer for cheese. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, I mean, speaking of you know, them and the accolades of the show and yourself, as we mentioned, you know, you're a People's Choice nominee yourself. The show got nominated for a People's Choice Award. Stranger Things also picked up 2 nominations from the Critics' Choice Award, including Best Drama and Most Binge-Worthy Show, which that should win handily. I mean, you're up against Game of Thrones, but come on, Stranger Things is all binge-worthy. It's completely binge-worthy. And then we've got the Golden Globe nominations and the SAG Screen Actors Guild nominations coming up. And according to our predictions at Gold Derby, we're predicting Stranger Things will be nominated for Drama Series. Winona will get in for Best Actress. And we've got you as the front runner for Best Supporting Actress at the Golden Globes. It's hard for kids to get in there, but you know, your role was incredible. Your performance was great throughout the series. Is it when you hear stuff like that, this award stuff, and you know, it's just kind of rolling in and starting again, are you prepared for what could be, or does it kind of all scare you even to be in that mix?
You know, I'm so humble and grateful that I'm even said to be a part or something to do with the Golden Globes. I think it's just incredible, and I'm extremely grateful. And I think it's very overwhelming, but I'm so ready for it. I've been ready for it, you know, when I started the show. All I want is just to have fun with acting, and that's what I've done. I've had a great open mind and a great, you know, I really want to love and enjoy acting, and that's what I've been doing. And so just to be a part of anything to do with like the Golden Globes is pretty incredible. So yeah, no, I'm very excited.
Well, you were part of something like that. You were at the Emmys. You guys opened the Emmys with Uptown Funk. You passed out PB&J. How fun was that to be part of?
That was incredible. And that was something that I was nervous about. I thought, an award show. Oh my goodness, no, this is so scary. And then I went on the red carpet. I was like, this is it. This is what I love to do. I love, obviously, I love, all the bonuses of going to events and things like that. But when it really comes down to it, I like to act, and that's something that I like to do. And so when I got to go to the Emmys, it was something that was like, oh, wow, this is an honor. Like, oh my goodness, the Emmys, everybody's gonna be there. And when I hit the red carpet, I thought, wow, this is a dream. It really is. It was a pinch me moment, definitely. And so as soon as I got on stage, I don't know. I thought, I'm gonna be so nervous. I'm gonna be so nervous. And I got on there. I wasn't nervous. I was like, this is it. Listen, Ross Geller's sitting in front of me. It's like, let's do this.
Well, I mean, it seems like you would have a lot of pinch me moments. You've got Aaron Paul who wants to adopt you. You've got Zac Efron, Hilary Duff that are big fans of the show, and President Obama himself. Is it crazy that these people are watching you on Stranger Things and just loving you and your work and your show?
Oh, it's incredible. I was so like, I was like, wait, what? President Obama watched our show? Like, what? And then he was like, you want to come to the White House? I mean, he obviously didn't verbally say that. His team, his squad told us. But, I think it's so fun because then he was like, we got there and we was all like, this is what our show has come to, the White House. Nothing beats this, and so when we actually got there and we met him, he was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So I think, yeah, like you said, there's a lot of pitch me moments. Aaron Paul again, and it's so funny because now it's like, at the time it was these celebrities, they're coming, and now Aaron Paul is a good friend of mine. Who else? Cara Delevingne is a really good friend. Also Maddie, but Maddie's not a good, like, she's my best friend. We talk twice a day, every day. It's too much. So I think it's incredible. You get to meet so many amazing people. And the one thing that I just want to say real quick is, everything is great, but now I have this platform. I really want to help and make, and help this world and make everybody happy. And really, I support Malala Yousafzai, who is Girls Education, and I'm really excited to use my platform in a way that I can help other people instead of just myself and wanting to become more. I don't want to do that. I don't want to become more famous. I want to have a platform and I want to help, and just really make people happy.
Yeah, no, it's that was going to be one of my questions, because I noticed in some of your interviews that you had mentioned that now that you've been given this kind of superstardom overnight and platform, that you want to use it not to escalate that, but more to help as many people as you can around you. And it reminded me a lot of Gina Rodriguez from Jane the Virgin and how she's been doing that with the platform she's given. Do you have any? Are you involved in any charities or anything that you see coming up that you want to be more involved in?
Absolutely. There are so many things that I want to be a part of. At the end of the day, I'm 12, so I've still got
True.
to find my platform. And once I know I have it, I know at least I have it. I really want to, again, I really want to be a part of Malala Yousafzai. I want to become a part of, you know, I love the, you know, orcas. I want to be a part of helping people with cancer, St. Jude's Hospital. I'm really just, you know, wanting to help everyone. And the thing is that that's the thing. I'm 12. I know I have a platform, and you know, my whole team, my agents, my publicists, my managers, we're all coming together, and we're definitely gonna find something we want to do, and we're gonna fight for it.
Well, and you've got to help your puppy. He's got a cast.
Say that again.
So you've got to help your puppy. It's got a cast.
I do have to help my puppy. Wait, is he here? Ziggy? It's not here. Oh, he's not here.
And just a couple more questions. So Halloween just passed. I'm sure you noticed how many 11s were out there strolling trick-or-treating. Did you get any trick-or-treaters? And if so, did you hand out Eggos or did you hand out candy?
No, I didn't even, I mean, I didn't really, I celebrated it, but it wasn't something that was like, you know, it's not Halloween now. It's great and all, but it's not like, you know, I dress up. I got my costume from Walmart. It's like the weirdest costume. I actually had to give some of my costume to Noah because he was like a late invite. So like right now it's just we go out, we like trick or treat, where's the candy? And then at the end of it, the more important thing was trading. That was the more important part.
That's skills. And then a few fan questions here, and then we'll wrap up. Is Liz Hartfilia wanted to know, will you and the Stranger Boys is what she calls them, be attending the People's Choice Awards and the Critics' Choice Awards together?
I do not know that information yet. Once I do, I'll let everybody know. You know, as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. But as for the moment, I don't know anything.
Kuntaya16 wants to know, and everybody should go see your YouTube channel because your voice is pretty incredible. She wants to know if you have any plans on releasing an album or going that route at some point after acting.
That's too much. I think if you guys want to see Stranger Things, if you guys want to see me act, let me act first, and once I find what I want to do with singing, something really big as soon as I'm 16, and you guys are gonna love it, I'm sure. But for now, I want to stick to the acting and just really finding my music.
It's a good call. Isabella Ono wants to know, what was your favorite scene to shoot in season 1?
My favorite scene?
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite scene, probably the tank scene. The tank scene was something. The tank scene was something that was really, it was really fun. I loved doing it. It was dangerous and really exciting.
And then I guess final question here from Jose Scudia. Don't know how to pronounce his last name, but how has it been? Now, as I mentioned previously, I'm not a big season 2 spoiler fan, but he wants to know how it's been working with new castmates that you have on the show. And it says, keep up the great work.
Give me 1 second because I can't hear you. Give me 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, last question. How is it working with new castmates on the show for season 2?
It's great. It's great. They're great. I love Sadie. Is obviously a really good friend of mine now. It's really nice to have a girl on set. And yeah, Dacre and everyone are really cool. Yeah, they're really fun. And we want to welcome them as much as we can to the family. And yeah, they're having a blast.
Well, that's great. Well, we all are having a blast watching you guys and the show, and just want to congratulate you and the show on its success. And best of luck come awards season. You know, Gold Derby will be rooting for you. We've got you pretty high up there, so we're hoping everything pans out that way. And we hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.